What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Toy Story 4. And for once, this Toy Story Kingdom Hearts 3 footage actually serves a purpose this time. Instead of being played, so now I'm like, oh hey, I tell a Toy Story, let me use Kingdom Hearts 3 footage of me in Toy Story. Now it makes actually sense, not just there because I have nothing better to use. But first, I must say, fuck you, Disney. Now you might be wondering, whoa, Glenn, why are you starting off so negative? Why are you telling Disney to fuck off? Well, you see, good sir. You see, I was up, you guys might have heard this. I've mentioned this a couple times in review. I was working on this Captain Marvel video. This why Captain Marvel didn't work video. And the video has been getting claimed as shit. I tried to get two claims, I get rid of one of the clips, short another one, try to fix it, then another claim pops up, then another, and then one time, after I finished up that other claim, I got two more claims I took out one head and then two more popped up, two more claims. At this point I'm like, fuck this shit. So I looked up. I was wanting to see if there's any articles about how Disney is with copyright claims. Then I find out that they're legit trying to silence people who dare to criticize Captain Marvel. And I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers, y'all are actually trying to silence me. Well, I have myself re-uploaded one of the other videos. They only have one claim on it, and I have disputed the claim and hope to God everything goes smoothly and the video will be able to go up. That's what I hope anyway, because I put too much work in this video for Disney to silence me. Anyway. And one other thing I must say, this Little Mermaid shit has gone ridiculous. Like, why did Disney feel the need to cast a black chick for Ariel? Like, some of you, I know some jackass were like, oh, what's wrong with the baby to cast as a black woman, you fucking racist? Or some bullshit. Or they'll call me fucking color struck or some shit. But, what the hell? Why? Just why? What's the purpose? This movie's more towards kids. All you're gonna do is confuse them. They won't be able to understand this. So what the fuck is even the point? I don't know this chick. I don't know nothing about it. But at the same time, just like, what's the fucking purpose? Like, just what was wrong? We'll just cast a white woman. Why, Disney? This just feels like pointless virtue signaling. So that should just be like, hey, look how diverse we are. We don't give a shit about characters. We'll change it just because fuck it. Like, that's what I'm getting. It's just like, we changed it because fuck it. Diversity. Because fuck actual consistency. Damn it. Look, I love this because all I've seen on Twitter is just people being like, oh man, them racists are going to be so pissed off. I'm like, but yet when Motoko Kusanagi, when yet Scarlett Johansson was cast as Motoko Kusanagi and Ghost in the Shell, all of y'all were on this woman's side, be like, oh how dare you? This is whitewashing. Fuck Scarlett Johansson. This is racist. But yet y'all are praising this. Double standards much? Jesus Christ, that shit, oh my god, that just shit. I mean, I don't even really like the Little Mermaid like that, but I'm just like, it's more of a question of why. Keep in mind, I'm black. So if you got a black man complaining about this shit, then you know you got a problem, man. You just like, why? Just, anyway, enough of me bitching and moaning about this other shit. Let's just get to the actual review itself. So, anyway guys, what did I think of Toy Story 4? I fucking loved it. This movie is fucking amazing. Definitely one of the best movies that have come out this year. I absolutely loved it. This is honestly my favorite Toy Story movie. So, yeah, this movie was, oh my god, oh man, yo. This movie was just so fucking good, man. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. So the movie is directed by Josh Cooley. And stars Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, our good old pal Keanu Reeves, Tony Hale, Annie Potts, Jordan Peele, Keegan-Michael Key, and many more. And so the plot of Toy Story 4 is that it's been about, what was it? A year after Toy Story 3, I think. I think it was around about a year since Toy Story. Might have been a couple longer. Bonnie started kindergarten. During her dentures, she makes a new toy for Forky. They go on a road trip. Forky gets lost, and of course, shit hits the fan from there. You got Woody with Forky trying to get Forky back, and then you got everyone. You got this race against the clock, and then of course, Little Bo Peep comes in there. She helps him out. I'm being as vague as possible because a lot of the movie's plot is not in the trailers, and I don't want to spoil you guys on what really goes down with some of the other characters in this movie. So I'm going to be as vague. So I'm going to be pretty vague with the plot, but it's pretty much, an event. Forky gets lost, and Woody has to find him. That's essentially the main plot of Toy Story 4. Very, very simple in a plot. Like in terms of scale, this is probably around the scale I would put around Toy Story 1, because it doesn't have, where we're going all over the place like in Toy Story 2, where Woody got stolen, and then he's with his collector, and then you got the guys coming in there, and then you got the whole thing that was up in the airport and everything. Or you don't have the toys look staring death in the face like in Toy Story 3 when they were in that that incinerator. Oh man! And by the way, if you guys are wondering, no, I didn't cry at all watching the movie. I'm sorry, it's gonna take a lot more than what they showed me for me to start tearing up. I won't lie, Finding Dory got me close. but not Toy Story 1, but Toy Story 3, 4 didn't get me, Toy Story 3 didn't get me. Well, granted, I was like, what, 13 when Toy Story 3 came out, so I not like I was really good. So now I was in that scene where Andy hands over the toys gonna hit me as hard as some of y'all who are grown men. So, yeah, there's that, but... yeah, this was definitely a lot more like the first movie in terms of scale. It's all set in one little location, and you just got this, and you got everything going on there in this one. So instead of having everything happen in Toy Story 3 with of course the pink bear, I forget his name, who turns out to be the villain and all that shit. Man, Toy Story 3, man, was fucking crazy. So much shit went down in Toy Story 3, man. That was some crazy shit right there, man. Anyway, so, so let me just start over with the plots of the film. First off, the cast. The movie, of course, you got Tom Hanks, you got Tim Allen. They're both fucking fantastic as Woody and Buzz. Keanu Reeves is entertaining as hell as, what was his name? His name is slipping my mind. I forget the character's name, man. Shit. But Keanu Reeves is entertaining every time he's on screen. The Key and Peele, those two are fucking fantastic as always. They're always so entertaining to watch, man. The cast overall was just fucking fantastic, man. One thing I did like about this movie is that they do explain what happened to Little Bo Peep, because remember, if I remember correctly, it was in like Toy Story 2? It might have been 3 where they just kind of ridden off Bo Peep and they were like, oh yeah, she got sold off or something. They didn't show us anything what happened with her. I like in the fact this movie starts off by explaining what happened to Bo Peep. Like how she ended up leaving the crew and everything. I thought that was a nice little touch. And I must say, comparing the CGI on Andy from here to where it was in Toy Story 1, man, you see how far Pixar has come, man. Like, it's so weird, man. When you compare the CGI how it was back in, like, when Pixar first started back in the 90s to compare it to where they are now in 2019. It's some great stuff. So that's one thing I love that they did. Duke Kaboom! That was his name, Duke Kaboom! Now, here we go. So that was awesome. I love that whole, I love the explain. The cinematography is great in the movie. There were so many scenes. Like, I can't go into spoilers, but there's this scene around the end of the movie where I'm trying to be as vague as possible here because I don't want to spoil y'all, but there was a scene with this doll and she gets put in a box. And the shot when she gets put in the box, I thought was just fucking fantastic, man. I love the cinematography. Like the cinematography in Toy Story 3 was also fantastic. Like with that scene where what's his name got revealed to be the villain. You got the thunder and lightning. You had the thunder and the rain and everything appear. That shit right there, that part of the movie, that shit was fucking cool, man. I love that scene. But they got that. There was a couple other scenes where cinematography was just great across the board. I like what they did with Woody here, where you really see the aftermath of Toy Story 3, because I remember when this movie got announced, a lot of people were like, why? Like, I was kind of shocked they got made forward, because it seemed like that was a pretty finite end with Toy Story 3. Andy grew up, he gave the toys to Bonnie, and that was going to be the end of the story. Sure, there was a little, side movies, little, short TV specials they did for, little holiday specials for Toy Story of, the aftermath, but I like when they really showed off the aftermath here with Woody and how it's affected him, where he's like, all I have is a... And I gotta say, Woody, my God, this man is a loyal one. I have to say, this man does so much for Bonnie, but he gets nothing in return. When she gets to kindergarten, Woody does so much for her. with like helping her create for like I must say like in the beginning of the movie, okay, there was this kid. She gets into kindergarten. She like they're told like, okay, we're gonna make like these pencil holders, and then this motherfucking kid comes out of nowhere. He's eating an apple, and then she's like, oh hi. He literally takes all of her supplies and just takes them, just like acting like with no fucks given or nothing. I'm like, you motherfucker. And she's like on the verge of tears. Some of them get thrown into the trash, and you know his like he spit his apple in there too, and it wasn't even fully done anyway. And I'm like, you motherfucker. And Woody comes in there for the same man. Woody is a fucking G, man. I love Woody. That man is loyal as hell. Like he helps out Bonnie a lot in the movie, and I love it. And Forky, oh my god, Forky. This man loves trash. Trash to him is like crack. Yes, like this. Literally, the first half of the movie, when Forky gets introduced, it's literally just him trying to get into some sort of trash can, and Woody tries to stop him. It's some of the funniest shit I have seen in any of these movies. I was laughing my fucking ass off, man. That whole scene. And Bo Peep, what they did with her, I thought that was also great stuff right there. Dude Kaboom, I already mentioned, was fantastic, man. The movie did a lot with the characters and showing off the aftermath of what happened in Toy Story. Like with Woody, they showed off the best with Woody, with how the aftermath of Toy Story 3 hit him. But I like how they now all the characters don't really get that much screen time. Woody, I would say Woody, Bo Peep are probably the two characters that we know the most, and Buzz are the characters that get the most screen time with the film. But other characters kind of get sidelined a lot, like Jesse, Rex. They're barely in the movie. They're not like where they're very sparse. Like they're in the movie and they have decent appearances, but they're nowhere near had big of a role in this one than they did in the previous Toy Story film. So if you guys are big fans of those characters, be prepared to barely see them because they're barely in the movie. And even I was kind of shocked with how little of a role they really played, because this was really the Woody and Bo Peep show right here. They were definitely the ones that were the main focus of the film. What else did I love about the movie? There was this one scene around the end of the film, which was obviously the scene where you're supposed to cry. There was two of them where people were kind of crying. This scene for like to hit the nostalgia hits, like this for the nostalgia parts, and the other one was great for the tease. Like I won't lie, guys. There was this woman. There was these two girls that were about my age in the row ahead of me, and literally when the end and I started hearing them like sniffling and kind of wiping at their eyes throughout the last 10 or so minutes of the movie after what happens at the end happens. But then in the end, Chris, one of them literally just starts fanning her face. I would not blame you if you thought this woman's face was on fire. That's how much she was fanning her face. And I'm like, I could just have the guy like start smirking a little bit, like. But you know, me personally, nah, I didn't cry at all. I wasn't even close to tearing up at all. Call me soulless if you want. Call me cold-hearted, but that's just me, man. It takes a lot to make me cry in a movie. Like I mentioned about, like, you know, Finding Dory digging me close, like I mentioned before. So yeah, there was that whole scene around the end of the movie before. I don't want to give out spoilers, but there's this one scene around the end of the movie. Not the end of the movie, but right before then. That's like kind of like the scene that probably a lot of people are gonna cry at. I love that scene, man. That was, it warmed my cold-hearted soul, man. It warmed my cold heart, man. That scene I love, man. That scene was great. Now what about names? Names, really the one thing I have that are pretty names for the movie is that I would have liked to see more of the characters kind of have bigger appearance, like Jesse and the others. They're barely in the movie that much, which I was kind of surprised because, you know, I like Jesse, I love Rex, I love those guys. I would say had a bigger role in the movie than they did here in Toy Story 4. They're barely in the movie, but I mean, it's not like terrible because, you know, it kind of makes sense why they're not in the movie, but I would have liked to see them at least play a little bit of a bigger role, in my personal opinion. I would have liked them to play a little bit bigger role than they did beforehand. And to continue from that one, I would like to see a little bit more of the Buzz and Woody relationship. Now, that's not the main focus of the movie, as this is the Woody and Bo Peep show. But they've been such pretty much the anchors of the first three movies. I would have liked to see them a little bit more. But at this point, I am just reaching for any flaws I can. I'm reaching like Mr. Fantastic over here, trying to find flaws in the film. There honestly wasn't that many that I found personally. And if you're a fan of Toy Story, man, you will love this movie. It is fucking fantastic. Honestly, it's the best in the franchise, in my personal opinion. If you guys someone that cries easily movie, you will be. If you were crying at Toy Story 3, man, you are not ready for what they do in Toy Story 4. Okay, maybe I'm reaching with that one, because what they do in Toy Story 3, man, that was some crazy shit. But, you know, this was fantastic. And one other thing I forgot to mention is, I love that they kept the adult humor and the horror vibes in here. Like, there's this one part where Jessie punctures the tires of the RV, and her dad what was her name? Benny? What was the girl's name? Her name is slipping my mind. Bonnie, she's like the dad, and he's just like, and you know, he's just like so frustrated, and Bonnie's mom's like, Daddy's gonna say some words, so let's go to the carnival. I was hoping that we get to hear him say fuck or something. He doesn't say anything like that, man, but it was funny. There's also, they kept the horror vibes, like there's this one for, they have a reference to The Shining, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Fucking love that, man. You guys all love The Shining. And I actually didn't catch it at first, but when I found out what it was, I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. And the ventriloquist dolls in the antique shop are fucking fantastic, man. They really play up the horror vibe with those guys, like how they walk and everything. Great shit. If you're someone who loves Toy Story, you will love this film. So anyway, guys, my final verdict for Toy Story 4 is a 10 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. So, hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, flag, and links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.